Oh, 54. What?
That was awesome.
What's going on, guys? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. We have a bunch of stories to talk about today, so if this is your first time on the channel, we recap the best baseball news every single day. So if you're into that sort of stuff, do not be afraid to hit that subscribe button, and if you enjoyed the video, leave a like. But without further ado, let's start talking baseball. The three quick stories I do want to talk about first and foremost. One, Aaron Judge spoke on his health, and I think that he can say it a whole lot better because he's Aaron Judge. So here you go.
I'm feeling great. You know, I was ready. You know, a couple of days. I think once we spoke, I felt like I could play in that game. You know, I could run around, I could jump, I could swing a bat, I could throw everything that you need to do for a baseball game. I could do. But I already talked to Booney and said I'm ready to go. You know, whenever you need me. You know, hoping to be in right field every single game.
So the next time the Yankees step onto the diamond, I fully expect Aaron Judge to be the starting right fielder, and I think that they need him more than anyone else on that squad. The Rays are now in first place in that division, and if they're going to be able to keep up with that Tampa Bay team, Aaron Judge is going to have to do what he did before he went down with an injury. Even though it wasn't really an injury, he was ready to go on the second day being on the IL, so I think the Yankees kind of botched that situation. Another small thing that I do want to bring up is the fact that Trevor Bauer was asked whether or not he should be traded. The Reds are not playing how the Reds were supposed to. Myself and a bunch of other baseball heads, we thought that the Reds had a pretty decent chance of being a dark horse World Series team. So a reporter asked him a couple questions. He pretty much said, I think that everyone here feels like we have pieces we need to win and win a lot. So he's saying that the pieces they have in place are sufficient. It's just they're not swinging the bats consistently, and then same with the starting rotation. They're getting a good start here and then a bad start. And then the reporter simply says, do you think that you're going to be traded at any concern? And Trevor Bauer responds with no. Now, I think that Trevor Bauer is confident, and he's always going to be a confident person, but if the Reds, if they do not win the majority of their games the next week, I think that Trevor Bauer is going to get traded, considering he is a free agent after the 2020 season. And to be honest with you guys, because he signs one-year contracts, I think he's going to LA. He's from LA, born and raised. He went to UCLA. If he ends up on the Dodgers, do not be surprised. So if the Reds want to get some pieces for him, I mean, that's smart. Now, speaking of the Dodgers, we're going to go ahead and talk about them right now because Mookie Betts, I mean, this guy, when Mike Trout is not playing, he is the best player in all of baseball. Yesterday, he handed the Rockies their 7th straight loss. He hit 2 home runs and also stole 2 stolen bases. He's got one of the best arms. The glove is there, the contact, the power, the speed. He is the second best 5-tool player in all of baseball. And on top of that, Seager hit a home run, as well as Kike Hernandez, Cody Bellinger, Will Smith, Max Muncy. This game wasn't even close. The Dodgers are now firing on all cylinders, and the rest of the league should take notice. If you guys are a Diamondbacks fan, or if you're anyone else that is going to compete with the Dodgers, watch the heck out. They're scary.
This should do it. Trout's going to go back. He's going to circle underneath it in deep right center field. Barreto tags. Here comes Barreto, and the A's are going to win it. So Mark Canha keeps it simple, a sacrifice fly, and the A's with their 4th walk-off win.
Like I mentioned a couple days ago, the Dodgers were the first team to 20 wins, and now we have a second team in the running, the A's. They are the second team to reach that 20-win plateau after a walk-off sacrifice fly. Even though Dylan Bundy, he reverted back to his 2020 self after not having the best performance in his last start. He only gave up 2 earned runs, but the bullpen just could not secure the W, which is pretty much the 2020 Angels season in a nutshell. Great offense, decent pitching, awful bullpen performances. Now the AL West, I mean, I would pretty much consider it the American League Central because the Mariners, the Rangers, and the Angels are all kind of bottom feeder teams. Even though Rendon is on a 13-game hitting streak and on the same team as Mike Trout, the Angels are just not a good team. We're going to go ahead and pair 2 games together right now, the Phillies game and then the Cardinals game, because 2 rookies hit their first ever Major League Baseball home runs. We'll talk about the Phillies game first and foremost. Alec Boehm hit his first ever MLB home run, and this one was a moonshot. And I think the best part about this was when Alec Boehm returned to the field, Freddie Freeman actually made it all the way to third base, and they had a pretty awesome moment. This is a Hall of Famer talking to a rookie. I think that Boehm is going to remember this forever.
It's a good story too. Why is your ball waterlogged? Well, because I hit it 450 feet to dead center. Really nice. Congratulations.
So we have Alec Boehm going yard, as well as Rhys Hoskins and Didi Gregorius. They are trying to get hot and stay hot, so the bullpen does not have to carry the load for the next week or two, while Brandon Workman and Heath Hembry, they get comfortable. Now, it was a photo finish ending, so if you guys missed the game, make sure you're paying attention to the screen right now, because a lot of people were mad at Andrew Knapp, the catcher of the Phillies, for blocking the plate. No such thing happened. Stop complaining, Braves fans. This was a fair and square win for the Phillies. So can you give them one day? They haven't been really good all year, so give them one win, please.
Curveball lined into the gap in left center field. One run's gonna score. A play at the plate on Swanson. He's out at the plate.
Harrison Bader hit a home run in back-to-back games. What is happening down in St. Louis? Yadier Molina also collects 4 hits, and because we talked about Alec Boehm's first home run, we have to talk about Dylan Carlson. He smashes his first career home run in a 6-2 W over the Cincinnati Reds. Now again, this is going to be huge because this series is going to dictate whether or not the Reds, if they start fire selling or not, because if they lose a majority of these games and the Cardinals, they surpass them in the standings, it's going to be a close finish either way, but the Reds, they might have to consider going with a 2-man rotation of Luis Castillo and Sonny Gray, and maybe trying to get some pieces back for Trevor Bauer, because again, he's probably not going to stay. I think he's going to the West Coast, but that's just my opinion. We have some more rookies showing out, and this time coming from the Mariners as they get a 4-1 victory over the Texas Rangers. Kyle Lewis is almost hitting 370 on the season. He hits another home run. Sam Haggerty goes yard, and then Justin Dunn outdoes his buddy, Justice Sheffield. Dunn goes 6 innings with 1 hit, 0 earned run, and 6 strikeouts. I'm telling you, if the Mariners can pick up a few veteran pieces and keep developing these rookies, they're going to be sneaky good in the next 4, maybe 5 years. Let's talk about the Padres game, shall we? Because they're playing everyone's favorite team, the Astros. They tie up the ball game in the 4th inning from Eric Hosmer, Jake Cronenworth, who might be a sneaky Rookie of the Year candidate, and Jerkson Profar. And then at that point, Manny Machado, I mean, he's looking like MVP votes getter Manny Machado with another home run. He steals a bag. They hand the Astros a sweep, and then they get trolled by the Padres fans outside of the stadium. This was great to see. I love this.
There goes Zack again.
Oh, 54. What?
And if that wasn't enough Zack Greinke for you guys, look at what he's doing right now. The groundskeepers are doing their job and picking up the dirt and trying to make the mound as nice as possible. He is sitting crisscross applesauce, and in this picture right here, he's leaning back, he's chilling. He's Zack Greinke. He is one of my favorite players in all of baseball, calling pitches, throwing 54-mile-an-hour Eephuses, just incredible. Yu Darvish wants this Cy Young maybe more than anyone in all of baseball aside from Trevor Bauer, because they're both pitching lights out and they're both going for their first career Cy Young. Yu Darvish goes 7 innings, 1 earned run, and 10 strikeouts against the Chicago White Sox, and that is exactly what Yu Darvish has done all year. They also get a super clutch home run from Kyle Schwarber in the 6th inning, and then the bullpen for the Cubs, they come in clutch with Craig Kimbrell getting the hold as opposed to the save. So I wonder if that's going to be the trend going forward. Maybe get back to his normal self, and then he can resume as the closing pitcher for the Chicago Cubs, because Craig Kimbrell not being a closer, it just doesn't make sense. The Twins barely escape over the Royals as they put up a few runs in the first 3 innings, and then they add one more in the 9th with Nelson Cruz. Taylor Rogers is slowly becoming 2019 Brad Hand, where he walks a few guys and he makes every single inning. I mean, he puts you on the edge of your seat because you don't know if he is going to blow that game or not. So it's a little bit scary if you're a Twins fan. Hopefully Taylor Rogers can settle down. Only 2 games separates the first place team and the 3rd place White Sox, with the Indians in the middle. We'll talk about the Indians in just a second.
And he shoots it into center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. It is. Swing, line drive, base hit right field. To third base is Kiermaier being waved home. Hernandez with a throw to the plate, not nearly in time.
First pitch. Breaking ball popped up. This should do it. Ji-Man Choi on the back rim of the infield. He's there.
Gregory Polanco has back-to-back 2-for-3 days with a home run and 2 RBIs, but yesterday he decided to add in a stolen base as they beat the Brew Crew yet again. Brian Reynolds comes in clutch, and then Gregory Polanco does it in the 8th inning, and the Brewers, they just cannot string together back-to-back wins or 3 or 4 wins in a row, as Christian Yelich is now back under 200. I mean, this is Christian Yelich we're talking about. I expected him to be in the running as one of the hitters that could hit 400 this year. Definitely not going to happen. Tarek Skubal makes his 2nd ever big league start as he's facing the Indians. Now, it didn't last long. He goes 2 1/3 innings, but he strikes out 5. Then Daniel Norris and the rest of the Tigers bullpen, they put a bow on the Indian series as they actually win that series. I do like the Tigers offense. I do want to shout them out real quick because I love Nico Goodrum. His defense isn't the best just yet, but I think he can improve. And then the rest of that team with Isaac Paredes, the rookie, you have Will Castro, I think that was his name. A lot of good young players coming up for that squad, and I do like them. They're fun to watch.
In the air to left, Pilar was very shallow, didn't get a great jump, and it's over his glove. To the wall to score 2 more. Perhaps he can. Velasquez to second, and the Orioles survive 5-4.
Rio Ruiz was the player of the game for the Baltimore Orioles yesterday as he puts up 4 RBIs, a really good W for them as the Orioles have been scuffling as of late. And then the final 2 games that we have to recap, one is coming from the Nationals. Anibal Sanchez tosses 7 innings, only allows 1 earned run. And then the Nationals offense led by Trey Turner, they erupt for 9 runs in a pretty easy win. They now sit at 11-14 on the season. And then one more solid pitching performance, Trevor Cahill of the Diamondbacks, he twirls a gem. Brandon Belt goes 3 for 3. Alex Dickerson hits a home run, and then Mike Yastrzemski hits a home run on his 30th birthday. I didn't realize that he was 30 already. The Giants win their 6th game in a row, and they move up to 3rd place in the NL West. Now, one more note about the Giants is they just cut. He's gone. Hunter Pence, one of the guys that helped them win World Series in I think 2012 and 2014. I believe those are the 2 years that he was on the squad, but unfortunately he has not been good to start 2020, so they cut bait, which is sad, but I mean, it makes sense. All right, guys, well, that is going to do it for today's MLB recap. If you did enjoy, again, if you're not subscribed, do not forget to hit that big red subscribe button, or now with the YouTube changes, it might be black and white, who knows. But thank you all so much for watching, and enjoy this day in MLB history. Also, happy Kobe Bryant Day, August 24th, 8/24. Yeah, stay safe out there, guys.
Altered their game plan. Hard hit ball. Creedy gets up, but can't come down with it. Casey didn't know, he didn't catch it. The throw by Ozuna, got it!
Oh, yes!